This is Charlie Stocker with HeyGardenGuy.com, Hey Garden Guy Charlie Stocker, Facebook and YouTube. I seem to be saying that faster and faster, so you know, most people speak at about 50 words per minute. I have gusts up to 150, so if there's anybody out there that thinks I'm talking too fast, just raise your hand and I'll slow it down a little bit. But what we do is we answer questions and we provide videos for you to look at on our YouTube, Facebook, and website, where you learn from your questions and other people's questions, and we all raise our garden IQ together, and myself included. We've been dealing with raised bed gardens. Now we're to the point where we've got the good soil in there, and you can look at some past videos to know what that recipe is. Now, what do you plant? The mulch is in, everything's ready to go, you're ready to do the last and the easiest and the most fun part of the whole process, and that's the planting of your garden. What do you plant? Well, here are the 5 recommended vegetables that you plant in a raised bed, and the sky's the limit. It's all according to how large your spacing is and what you enjoy eating. That's really the question. Number 1 are tomatoes, obviously. Tomatoes, and I'll talk about spacing here in a second, but tomatoes, green beans, either bush or pole, onions, carrots, and leafy greens, okay? The leaf crop. Again, tomatoes, onions, carrots, beans, and leaf lettuce, or anything that's in the leaf range. By how much you put in there depends on what kind of room you have, and that's obvious. But here's the thing. We see so many gardeners getting so excited and so enthused in the springtime, kind of like me, and they plant everything close together thinking that they're going to get a bounty that is just unbelievable and more than what that area can sustain. Well, what happens is they lose the sunlight, they lose the air circulation, and as a consequence, the plants aren't as healthy as what we wanted, and they're opened up to disease and insects. So just look on your planting label, look on the seed packet, whatever it is that you're planting, and make sure you give adequate consideration to the spacing of your plants in your raised bed for A, sun, and B, air circulation. Last thing I want to talk about is crop rotation. And crop rotation is, some people agree with crop rotation, some people don't. Here's the real key. If you plant tomato plants in the same area every year, bugs aren't dumb. They'll start congregating and living where those tomato plants are. Well, obviously what happens? You have all kinds of disease and insects, and I don't care how healthy your soil is or how much air exposure and how much circulation you have, they're not going to do well. So there's not only insects and disease to consider, but there's also nutrient requirements. So in the future, and I think I have a couple videos in the past on crop rotation, it's important that you plant your tomatoes, you plant your beans, you plant your nightshade, even potatoes. Potatoes are a member of the nightshade family, and you rotate those on a 4-crop basis. We'll talk about that at some point in time, but crop rotation is important, even in a raised bed. So there you have it. It's all complete. You can go back to these videos and look for yourself in terms of how to and what to do. They're tried and true. The methods are sure. This is Charlie Stocker with HeyGardenGuy.com, raising your garden IQ and your raised bed garden IQ one question at a time. Have a great day.